Got it. But then what was I saying? Yeah, so I rolled, Red rolled for you guys to see who he was targeting, and he was targeting the third brown coat, who happened to be Simon, but first Eric said it was Arya. I'm just like, she's having a bad fucking day.
I would have usually asked you don't point, even though...
Everybody's just like, combined flashes look like...
Just pull that.
Simon gets hit, fuck him.
He hasn't done anything important yet.
What did Simon do in the big fight with the sewer rats? Was he one of the ones who just missed everything and then choked on tear gas?
What did Simon do, Eric? He has the scoreboard for the round.
Oh, Christ.
Maybe he doesn't.
Okay, give me a second. I need to go. I just finished unpacking a lot of shit, so I need to go find my little binder thing. I'll be right back.
Alrighty.
I don't fight the next episode.
But yeah, Eric is the...
If I remember correctly, Simon was one of the two that got carried out of the building by myself as it was falling
he
apart.
got tear gassed.
Simon and Norn, that means that Simon was one of the two that was providing cover fire while you guys ran across. And he was one of the guys who ran up the stairs but didn't have to do anything because Blaze had already killed everybody.
Yeah, like, I run up, shoot someone, he, like, doesn't feel it. Everyone dies.
She's like, alright, fuck this building. And everything is burning, and she's just like...
So,
What?
kind of side
What?
question.
No.
Okay.
Alright, go ahead.
We don't have the Vatican stuff, do we?
The Radigan? No.
What?
No.
Okay.
The Radigan stuff ended up in the Ricketts Tower.
Okay.
So don't die in Ricketts Tower, otherwise you might. And the Radigan stuff was a full suit of armor.
Did this guy...
Like, the guy you killed had a full suit of armor, but you cut him in half, so it's not really useful anymore.
He cut him in half, and I hacked at him, too.
Well, you came in and you're just like, I like stabbed him a bunch of times, and then she comes through the window, she's like, yeah, fucking dead. Don't even worry about it.
I was reading the weapons, and what's a retractable battle claw? They just, like, pull the blades in?
Well, right now, you just have a regular battle claw, right?
Yeah.
Besides
That
being
means
a
it's
boss
like-
at initiative
And he
and
can't
surviving the
retract
grenades, Simon hasn't done anything himself.
Okay, so he's...
Well, hang on. When we say surviving the grenade, do you remember it didn't do anything? I leapt on it for no reason.
Yeah.
No one was near it. The robots just like...
Everyone moved away from it is the thing. Like, they had the possibility to hurt everyone.
Right.
But then
But
they
the,
managed to beat
sewer
the
rat
initiative
prisoner
and move.
was,
And
like,
then
right
you
beside
jumped
it.
on it.
The sewer rat prisoner was right beside it.
Yeah.
Like, he would have
Yeah.
just been...
The brown
everywhere.
coats had all moved away.
Take whatever ones you want, except for the spin down ones. I need to remove the rest of those.
Okay. Anyway, as we were saying, so yeah, so he was just randomly chosen to be shot at, and I rolled. I had someone else roll, I think. I was having you guys do all my rolls, but anyway, one of them was a 2 or a 1 or something, and then it was adjusted by a -6, so a negative D6. So actually, it should have been more. It should have been a -4. But anyway. Because the guy's lying down, he's watching you, he has an upgraded sniper rifle, like, using a scope, and he took time to aim, so...
Yeah, and he's just been following us for long.
Yeah. And he got a, like, a negative whatever, and rolled, like, a 8 mortal, so I'm just like, he's fucking dead.
Oh, joy.
We need to get armor for people.
Yeah, that's one of the things you're missing, is...
Yeah.
Well, first of all, you're missing anyone who can use a gun properly.
I still think Balak should have started with armor. He has no equipment to wear in. He has, like, nothing.
Yeah, but he's also dumb.
Yeah.
You'd be like...
Just like wearing a garbage can lid. Armor!
Not even a garbage can lid. The garbage can is over his head. He can't see anything. Can't quite go down his shoulders.
Yeah, he's like 200 kilos or something. He's like massive.
So, you've had a bunch of questions.
Yeah, you guys had a billion questions for me.
Mainly it was just me.
I require questions.
I have...
And it's just background
I have
questions.
the question.
Oh, he has a question.
Unacceptable. You must ask 2.
Okay. I really didn't want to ask this question, but whatever, I'll ask it anyways, because you demand 2 questions.
What?
Are the servers heading towards Transformer?
The Terraformer?
Yeah.
How would you possibly know? Like, how could you conceivably know as a character? You don't even know the Terraformer exists. There's a second picture of Arya. I'm sure I showed you that one before, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Like, that's metagaming right there, man.
Do we know
1,
how...
there is a Terraformer. 2, Cerberus are after it for some reason. Like,
I could be wrong. They could be just heading in the middle of the city to conquer the whole city.
they're already in the middle of the city.
yeah, aren't they, like, pretty much everywhere?
No.
No?
They're in the south, and
Okay.
this is pretty much as far as they got.
Oh, okay.
So
The
the
main
squad
army-
that you're dealing with is, or
Like
the squad
advanced.
that's around here, or the, like, advanced group.
The main
Yeah,
army is
so
to
these,
the south.
like, indestructible...
These are the scouts that are
But
up
they're the
here.
scouts. Okay. The guys are just like, oh, shot by a tank? Like a boss.
They don't even stop to strike a pose. They just don't notice.
How are the other brown coat armies doing?
The
Like,
other ones?
we have brown coats, we should
Well,
theoretically...
there's no real connection between
Okay.
them because the squad that you guys are with doesn't have a radio. You guys have a radio now, but you haven't given it to a brown coat to do what he needs to do with it.
Are we going to do that?
I mean,
Good.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Don't know what that was.
That was a Skype noise.
I think it was from my computer.
Whatever.
Yeah, it's a bit staticky. Not cooperating entirely.
What is?
Skype?
The audio, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the quality of the connection. Do we want to have me try hosting the call instead?
Sure.
Sure.
Alright. Well, then we'll have to hang up first.
Yeah. I don't know how. There. That one looks hang-uppy.
I don't know how. I start Skype calls and then just let them go forever. Answer.
Wait for everyone else to... That was a good noise.
How come my computer
Whatever.
isn't making any noise for Skype?
I don't know.
Mm.
Maybe your speakers are muted?
Hopefully not. We are casting from it.
Yeah, but the speakers don't matter.
Audio seems okay now. I think it was just
Yeah.
you uploading the audio, all of it was like degrading the connection.
Okay.
Yep.
Anyway.
Can you hear us?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Anyway. What were you saying? Brown coats? Oh, right.
Yeah,
How
how
are
the-
the other armies doing?
Give a brown coat and a radio and we can find out, essentially.
Not really. I'll just tell you.
Oh, okay.
Brown coats out west are they're doing really well. The brown coats out west. They're advancing towards the west. The city is secure on the west side, according to them. They are fighting slavers, but the slavers don't really have anything that gives them an edge over the brown coats, aside from one big thing, which is called the Black Ship. The Black Ship is a slaver vessel that goes up and down the river and makes raids on nearby settlements and brings slaves aboard the Black Ship. So the whole thing about the Western browncoats is they want to find some way to bring the Black Ship down, or rather take it over, because they could then use it as theirs. But there is actually a browncoat outpost 5 spaces to the northwest that you guys have already heard about, which is on the riverbank.
Does that mean Ricketts is near the river?
Ricketts, yeah. Ricketts is on the river. Ricketts was partially... Wait, no.
You're thinking of Port of
Yeah, I'm
Angel.
thinking of Port of Angel, yeah. No, Ricketts is in the middle of the city area there, and you have to go 5 hexes that way, so like 6 hours walking in order to get there, to the river.
6 encounters with death.
Not always. Sometimes it's just
only usually.
Yeah. Sometimes there's handy cars we can just put in the way.
That was so hilarious. You guys solved that problem. You're like, woo, yellow. You guys just like block off the road. And he's just like, oh. Just turn around and go back. That was so funny to me because I'm like, oh, these guys are all about like having fun and chasing people down, and you guys block off the road so they can't chase you. So they're like, oh. Well, I guess we got what was coming to us.
Those guys are both agents from the planet, right? They were sent up.
Who?
Both of them. Jack and...
Yes.
Yeah.
Both of them were Special Forces members sent over to liberate the starport.
Oh. Okay.
However, like, it wasn't like this when they got here.
Yeah.
They had no idea it was like this.
Yeah.
No one on Visaya does, right?
Yeah. Nobody knows.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what my next question. What do the people of Versailles know about what's happening here? Just nothing? Okay.
Nothing.
And what's the most central authority on Versailles? Is there like a government that's...
Corporation.
No.
We had a big talk about this.
Yeah, there is no corporation. There are like trade things going on, but there is a space agency which is working alongside the Mechalus to get Versailles into space. But aside from that, there's really no corporation.
Okay.
And like, what's the who
there
sent
are
the
like
special forces?
enterprises, but it's not like one giant faceless organization.
Who sent the special forces? Like, is there a central government now?
Yeah, no. They're in Versailles, which is the peninsula of Versailles, not the planet Versailles.
Like, did the rest of the planet get the technology, or like just this peninsula?
Just the peninsula.
Okay.
Because that's where the Mechalus landed, and the Versaillans are they're the only ones that really cooperate. Otherwise, you're just giving it to like feudal lords who are just like at war with everybody around them and doing their thing. Yeah, and they don't really respond well to like aliens. Even friendly ones who are like, "Hi, guy."
They're like, "What, a plasma rifle? No, I'll kill you with it.
I'll beat you to death and break this abomination." Okay, have a suicide fridge.
You know, somebody did just drop that off on the planet Visaya somewhere.
And that's the origin of the suicide fridges. Mechalus just land, they try and make peace, and then they get attacked or something, so they're just like, alright, here, take this.
Yeah, have a
fridge.
Leave. Opens the fridge, everything dies. Pandora's.
It's the nuclear option.
It's Pandora's fridge. Poor Pandora brand fridges. Is there still any travel between Mystyx or Versailles? And Versailles? No? The starport is...
There's still stuff coming across from Versailles to Mystyx.
Okay.
But nothing ever goes back.
And they keep sending things.
Yes.
But mainly Special Forces team that just get wiped out.
Well, the communication between the two planets is extremely limited because they don't really have the technology to communicate over huge distances. These people are...
Yeah, like...
they're stuck between a period where it's still feudal times, but we have equipment that's from PL4, PL5, PL6, PL7. Like, it's a huge spread of technology. And they don't necessarily know how to handle all this technology. They certainly don't. Like, Mechalus have only been around for like 20 years on Versailles, so they're still like, what's happening? Like, technology. And the Mechalus, they're not like intelligently going, oh, like, here is how you use this. Here is how, just like let us teach you. No. It's like, here's the technology for everything, from a nuclear reactor all the way down to like the Hoover Dam. Like, here you go. There's like,
have a book. Could you teach us how to read it?
The Mechalus seem kind of dickish.
Well, they're not. They're like, they came here and they're just like, can we live with you guys? We'll give you all of this shit. and the Versailles are like...
They just don't seem to have thought this through very well.
No, not at all. But, like, they're machine people, right?
Yeah.
They do have emotions and everything.
I don't know. First day in there to die.
Have everything. Like it's like the opposite of a Star Trek episode. They're like, don't interfere. Mechalists are like, take the door down. And like, hey, can we stay here? Have everything.
Can we stay here? We'll give you weapons.
Anyway. But yeah, so the Mechalists showed up. They gave all this stuff out. I know what you were thinking about now, on second thought, about the corporation. And that is still going on, but I'm not going to spoil that.
Okay.
Okay. But,
I have a very
the Mechalists showed up, gave all this stuff out. There is a council of tribes for the peninsula of Versailles, but they're not necessarily the ones who ordered the Special Forces teams to go over. It was a cooperative effort of the tribes. So it's likely they were involved. Huh? And the Mechalists, yes. And it was like the space agency, the council, the tribal chieftains, they all sent their best warriors, and they're like, okay, this random collection of people who have never worked together is going to go take over the spaceport from the 8 guys that are holding it hostage. And holding off the entire Mystyx militia and police force. So they're like, okay, we're going to send 150 Special Forces guys, and we're going to attack the spaceport from the sky with spaceships. So, kind of overkill, but not really, because the mission failed.
Yeah. Like from what he said, they were supposed to be fighting guys in like battle vests with SMGs. They showed up, and it was like fucking Cerberus.
Exactly. That's who it was. They got there, and it was Cerberus.
Okay. And he's like, well, shit, everyone died.
Yeah.
And then I got a knife.
And the thing is you remember that it's like it's like feudal times, but it's also like everything from there up until PL7, and it's like a random collection of equipment. So like in that special forces groups were like sharpshooters with muskets, and like the Spanish caballero, and the
nice.
There were like a random collection of other guys, and some of them had machine guns, some of them wore body armor, some of them are wearing like full helms of like medieval time stuff, and they all come piling out of this spaceship, and just Cerberus is there. Like, we're not impressed.
Like, hey guys, what's up? Everyone dies.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they blew up all 3 of the spaceships, right? Because the first one landed, and then the second one got blown out of the sky, and then it ran in. No, wait, it was the third one that got blown out of the sky. Because the second one landed, and everybody started getting out, and then the third one came down, and as the second one was getting shot to shit, and then exploded, the third one was shot out of the sky, and then ran into the first one.
So all the space.
So his team was the only one that actually made it out of the ship.
So, like...
And he was the leader of the entire operation. Noros was the
Jack
leader.
and...
Spanish guy?
Spanish guy who is now gone?
Those were the only 3 that actually survived up to the point where there was the whiteout.
Okay. And then everything was terrible.
Yeah, and then everything was like this.
Okay.
But there is no communication between Mystyx and Versailles. There never has been.
Oh.
So, like, they keep sending people over because it's a colony, and they don't really have spaceships where you can just like refuel them and send them back. That's not a thing. They have the multi-tier rockets that drop off different pieces, and then they stay wherever they go, because like this is a settlement. We use everything, and eventually we'll have the technology there to send stuff back. But it's not strange.
Once we send that along too.
Yeah. Well, it's not really strange to them that nothing has come back or no word has come back.
Okay. Awesome.
Haven't they sent news crews?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that probably went well.
Well, the thing is they're trying to set up that communication, and there is limited communication because of the thing that you know about, but it's only between like certain people. Like only certain people know what's going on.
And they're not friendly with the government, it seems.
Well,
or like they're not like helping the government.
It's more like they're like, okay, we have this problem. Okay, fix it by throwing more people at it. All right, throw more people at it. Okay, that didn't work. Throw more people at it.
Not like better armed people, just more people.
Like, hopefully it'll work itself out.
Like
Just keep
maybe
throwing
they'll
people
run
at the
out of
problem.
ammo eventually.
Has to be making ammo in this room somewhere.
Probably. A city this size, there's probably some kind of munitions factory.
Hit the save button. Below the written part, on the left, save button.
That's the title thing?
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Hit the chat button.
So you guys are still talking, I can't really hear it.
What?
What about
Audio
now?
sucks.
You suck.
How about now?
Yeah, it's a bit better.
Seems fine to me.
Okay, we just weren't talking.
Well, we just didn't do anything.
Which is kind of part of the course for
It just became
stuff.
choppy for a second, is
Oh,
all.
okay.
Fair enough. Anyway. Okay, so any other questions?
For the settlements that, like, the end and mine,
Mm-hmm.
what areas do I need to put information in?
Tell me about yours.
This is a private school.
Right, I remember that one.
Yeah.
The only things that I was a little confused with is, first of all, how does the master pull off having 4 wives, and how are his 4 wives all in charge of the most important things in the settlement?
Because he's a Mormon?
He's a dictatorial Mormon running, like, a private school.
Yeah.
And do they all have to wear uniforms, like the sailor uniforms? I'm fine with that.
It would improve morale.
It would. In a really, really twisted way. Most fucked up place on Mystyx.
I don't know, I was reading this post-apocalyptic book, and one of the, like, centers of survival is, like, a university. And they, like, essentially just to keep morale up, they, like, continued to have cheerleaders and, like, just tried to keep running it like a university. Even though it's now, like, the center of this entire city.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no problem with that one. The only things that I always am concerned about when dealing with a settlement, how does it get food? How does it protect itself? And how does its internal structure work? But you gave part of that, so that's not an issue.
Did I get
The
food
thing
part?
about yours, or the one where Arya is from, there was never a problem with it. I was just giving
Yeah,
you
it's going to be
questions.
like
okay,
are they
build
going
on
to
this.
die?
Build
Yeah.
on this.
Yeah, I can do that.
Like, Arya is just one example of an NPC that grows the world. Because here's Arya. Let's make a backstory for Arya, this brown coat. Okay, she comes from this bus station that is they've built a giant wall around it. Okay, so they have protection. So who is Arya to that settlement? Oh, she's the daughter of these 2 famous defenders for there. So I'm like, okay, so she's upper class, and that's where things got off the rail, because you said she was
Yeah.
rich and like
Yeah.
stuck up and thought she was better than all this. So I'm just like, okay, that doesn't really make sense in the context. But
No, that was before I knew more stuff about Mystyx. Now I know.
but what I, along my line of thinking, I'm thinking, okay, so she's from this settlement. She's the child of these 2 important defenders there. So her dad or her mom probably taught her to shoot from the walls. They protected this settlement here. She grew up in an environment where she was constantly being trained to shoot at things. And on top of that, she probably has like her dad or her mom's rifle, or the rifle that she was always trained with, which is this giant inaccurate piece of shit rifle that she's amazing with.
Yeah. She's just like, oh, I
This
can hit
high-powered,
everything.
not sniper rifle that she's awesome with. But then that leads to, okay, this settlement that she's from, where is it on the map? Okay, so it's there. Well, how do these people feed themselves? They have a wall, but they're living on concrete, and they're living in, like, burnt-out buses. Like, how do these people feed
That's
themselves?
something I need to work on for mine, I think.
Yeah. So how do these people feed themselves? And then you had the idea of, oh, they make scavenging runs out of buses. I'm just like, okay, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. But then again, what they can do is they can have a convoy of buses.
Mm-hmm.
So they have a bunch of people loaded up in these battle buses that they've fortified. And what they do is they send these buses to other settlements who have food to trade for things like ammunition, to trade for whatever else that they need, and then they come back in these giant battle buses which travel across the land. They are attacked by raiders. They're carrying supplies in these giant vehicles that are still working, but then they need things like fuel, ammunition, food, everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But this settlement doesn't seem to produce anything. What does this settlement trade for those things?
Mm-hmm.
So then I'm thinking, okay, so we have the battle buses. Who do the battle buses trade with? That means that Arya, this one NPC, has led to this settlement, the two important defenders of that settlement, the way that the settlement defends itself, the way it trades, the way it leads to raider groups against those battle buses. It leads to other settlements that they trade with. Like, I'm not trying to shoot down ideas. When I ask questions, it's because I'm like, okay, build on that. And that's what I hope for with NPCs. The thing that enrages me about NPCs is when people go like, and then everybody dies. I'm just like, okay, so that one NPC had all this shit that you just erased. So you've given me one NPC. Meanwhile, the backstory for Arya gave me an NPC, two important other NPCs, a settlement, a really cool concept for convoys, raiders who have their own motivations, other settlements that trade with that settlement, and all that can get put on the map and build on the world.
And then we can go there and
exactly. And then we can go fuck that place over.
We show up, everything breaks down.
Yeah, the end then everyone dies is for when the party is going places.
Maybe that should have been our team, and then everyone dies.
But anyway, that's my rant on the subject.
So what you're saying is we're essentially the horsemen.
Essentially,
sort of.
essentially, especially
with a shitty horseman.
I don't think
like pestilence.
There you go. Yes. Almost.
Speaking of pestilence, do I still have my corrupted arm?
Yes, that's the only limb you still have.
Nice.
And isn't it kind of burnt now?
Yes, it's burnt to the bone.
Oh.
Can I still use
Like
it at all?
you'd still no. No.
It's just like bones.
It's charred black with like bones showing.
So I need to replace that still.
Again.
Not necessarily. I might have some plans in mind.
Okay.
Anyway.
I'm scared now. Crack is going to be watching him closely.
Yeah,
And he can watch multiple things at once. He has many eyes. It's just like that's why he has danger sense, because he just has eyes everywhere.
Who?
Crack, the squid guy.
He has eyes?
He has
I didn't realize he had a billion eyes.
No, he has 18.
It's just shy of a billion.
Yeah. Well,
almost a billion. That's how math works, right? Round up.
Like a spider. Like he's got like a big eye and then two small ones
Okay, that's
beneath
really
it.
fucking
Big
weird.
eye, small eyes. Big eye, small eyes.
if you
Yeah,
if you want to hear weird, I don't describe crack.
Yeah,
He's gonna avoid that subject entirely.
Yeah, the scavenger group that Pathicus is was part of.
Hey, it's the room. It's the room. It's the room where everybody died in.
Yeah.
It's funny because when I was drawing that room and I was thinking of like how many people had died in that room, I'm just like, man, there's a lot of bodies in here. Anyway,
I
so
tried Pathicus too.
does anybody have any other questions regarding NPCs, world, whatever?
No,
What's going on at your current situation? What's
let's see. We're being shot at. Shocker.
Right.
That's never happened before.
I don't think Jack's ever got shot.
No, I think he's all died by other.
No, he finds other creative ways to get killed.
He's been shiced
Been,
up
like,
multiple times.
Eaten by a leatherhead.
No, shiced up by
Okay.
that. You never took a chunk of me.
Yeah, he did. He took your arm.
with the yeah.
Oh, whatever. He
Right.
probably ate it later.
No, it was still there. I still had to cut it.
I still had it. I just like taped it up.
The cutter's like, this isn't working anymore.
He's just like, yeah, I'll feed this to my pet leatherhead later.
The collector.
Yeah. No, I think like all the stuff I want to know are stuff that we will like just find out in a minute.
Okay. All right. So
Whenever.